All right, today we're here with Dr. Scott Ramsey, the athletic director at Fannin County High School. We're going to talk a little bit about the abolishing of the no-cut rule in Fannin County. Dr. Ramsey, just talk a little bit about why you guys wanted this and how it came about.
Well, I think it kind of came about from conversations that were being had, feedback that we were getting from community members and feedback that we were getting from students here and coaches here. So we just started looking at the possibility of possibly changing the policy or changing the practice. So we went to the school board with it, and they kind of gave us the directive of getting more information. So we went on kind of an assignment of finding more information about it. So we did some surveys. We did some surveys online. The newspaper here did surveys. We talked with 109 students who were equally dispersed by grade level, by sport, by gender, things like that, to try to get their input on it. And we got that information and we took it to the board, and the board voted to do away with the practice.
Now, how do you envision that affecting the programs going forward?
Well, first of all, we want as many kids as possible to participate. And, we're not just going to come in and start cutting kids. We want to, without compromising the integrity of the program, we want the coaches to keep as many kids as they can. Because, we know that when kids are involved, it's better for them. All the research says when kids are involved, it's better for them. So we want kids to be involved. Now, what this may do is enable a kid to find something that they're better at. If it works out where they're not able to make a basketball team or a softball team or something like that, maybe they can find another talent that they wouldn't have pursued if it hadn't been for this. So, the effects of it, I hope it doesn't affect too many people. We want to start out kind of loose and see where we need to go with it, and we're in the process right now of developing how we will implement this program so that it does affect as little as possible. Because we don't want to, it's about kids. That's
right.
What this is about, is kids, and we want to make sure that as many kids as possible participate in as many things as possible. And we offer a lot of clubs here and a lot of extracurricular activities here, and we don't want to discourage kids from participating at all. We're just kind of trying to get a handle on how best to do it right now, how best to implement it.
Now, I guess my question is, obviously, you want the kids to participate. It's high school sports. It's youth sports, but also you want to be competitive. And as you said, that's a great point that you brought up. That sometimes kids or maybe on teams just because to be on a team when their time could be better spent doing other things. How do you think that it will affect the competitive nature of the teams? Do you think it will make it better? Like honestly, I guess what I'm really asking is, what was the driving force behind people wanting to get rid of the no-cut policy?
Well, I'm sure everybody had their different reasons. I guess parents had a different standpoint. Kids had a different viewpoint. We had a different viewpoint. Coaches had a different viewpoint. So there's probably a lot of different reasons why people wanted to get rid of it. The idea of a no-cut policy is a noble idea.
Right.
That everybody gets to participate. It's just hard to implement sometimes. It's hard to have that in place. From a competitive standpoint, obviously we hope it affects it positively.
Right.
We had some numbers issues with, a lot of kids being able to participate and not being able to get practice time and things like that. So we really did look at every angle that we could to try to give the board the best information that we could, and they came back with a vote, and we're very grateful for that, and hopefully going forward it will strengthen the competitiveness of our programs. Now we've got some. Our girls basketball, softball, wrestling, track, we've had some success last year. But then there are other sports where we obviously want to become more competitive and consistently. And we hope this builds the rec program, helps the rec program. We got a very good rec program here in Fannin County, and we hope that, that the numbers there will increase. We hope that we can get more kids participating. And it's not just one of those things where kids are just going out to go out, that they're really taking an interest in what they're doing. So hopefully, we do a good job of directing kids in an area where they're competitive and where their talents are. You know, a kid may not be a very good basketball player, but they may be lights out on the track. You know, so hopefully that's what we do here is we do a good job of directing him in the area where they can be successful.
And also, I want to ask that, well, obviously it's got to help some financially, because that had to be a financial burden of carrying the extra kids, so to speak.
Well, you know, there were some financial issues, but that wasn't a driving force. You know, you don't want to ever not allow a kid to play because of financial issues.
Right, right.
We would deal with those. If that would never be the driving force. Now, it was, you know, something that we had to consider, but it wasn't the driving force behind, you know, trying to get this practice changed.
Well, I really appreciate your time, and it seems that you guys you have a pretty good hold on the reasoning behind it, and I think people are going to be really happy with, even if they don't necessarily agree with it, with at least the like you said it was a noble idea, but maybe it doesn't, you know, it sounds good on paper, but maybe it wasn't the logistics of it weren't as, I guess, as easy to implement.
Well, you know, that's kind of what we looked at, and again, we want as many kids as possible participating. We want, Mr. Shofie, our principal, is huge on kids being involved in extracurricular stuff. But we don't want to just limit that to athletics. You know, we want them to be involved in band and drama and all the clubs that we offer here. So, you know, we're really going to be pushing for kids to be involved, and this won't change that. You know, this won't change that we really want our kids to be involved in, you know, a variety of things.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.